gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jenquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jenquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pop.
Y'all killing me with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
over your
more
store.
do you want from me?
That breaking news on Manhattan's East Side. A woman in her 50s found dead in her apartment, stuffed into a duffel bag. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Eider live at the scene in Kips Bay for us. Josh?
Yeah, and Bill, the NYPD crime scene unit just recently arrived here on the scene to begin what will no doubt be a multi-day experience as they work to get to the bottom of what's shaping up to be a true murder mystery here in Kips Bay. We could show you video of this apartment building as more and more officers started showing up. This is just off 31st and 3rd in a 19th floor apartment.
Wow, so you have a woman in her 50s being found dead in a duffel bag. This is something that is starting to be a common occurrence in New York City. It's not like we haven't seen things like this before, but they're just happening more often. And this is extremely scary. It's frightening. It's upsetting. It's something that we need to keep an eye out on. But a lot of these criminals have been let off, just like the people who dismembered a body. 4 people who were arrested for dismembering a body, they've been released back into the streets. So you're going to start seeing more and more of this as these leftist policies actually play out in real time.
Apparently, family members of a woman police identify as Nadia Vittel, a 52-year-old woman. Those family members were concerned they were not able to reach her, and sources say they came here this afternoon, could not get in. The super let them in, only to find her body stuffed in a duffel bag in a closet. Of course, they called police and spent several hours being interviewed by them. The super later came out and told reporters, and law enforcement sources also confirmed there's video showing 2 unidentified men entering the building who might potentially be suspects in this case. We also know, according to a law enforcement source, that the victim's car is gone. So all of that is part of this mystery. As I said, there are 2 family members who were concerned about.
So you have the vehicle gone. That could be a sign of maybe a carjack, something going on here, which is it's just sad, man, especially for her family.
Their loved one. We spoke to one woman across the street who saw just how distraught they were after they made their discovery.
there was a family out here who I guess maybe found someone in the apartment. I'm not really sure. It seemed very like not a great situation, and they seemed pretty shaken up by it. It's scary when something like this happens. You always expect it to happen somewhere else and not in your own neighborhood.
According to the super, this might have happened a couple of days ago. According to the video, he said that he has inside this building. The investigators, the crime scene unit, the medical examiner's office, all here on scene right now. We are told waiting for a search warrant so they could go into the apartment and begin what will most definitely be a very long night for them. This investigation only just getting underway.
New developments tonight in the death of a woman whose body was found stuffed inside a duffel bag at her East Side apartment. Police are now calling this case a homicide. Medical examiners say the 52-year-old died from blunt force head trauma.
Wow.
NYPD identifies the victim as Nadia Vittel. Her body was discovered yesterday afternoon during a wellness check at an apartment building on East 31st Street. Police have not identified a suspect.
We're going to begin with a manhunt for squatters suspected of killing a woman and then stuffing her body into a duffel bag.
Wow. So it was actually squatters who did this. And we just saw a story about a woman who had $1 million home in New York, and the squatters got up in there, and she ended up getting arrested for trying to evict them, because it's a quote-unquote unlawful eviction. Well, it's my house, so I'm going to get invaders out of there. Whatever happened to property rights? There are no property rights when the leftist Democrats have control, period.
Police say the victim walked into the apartment in Kips Bay last week, found the squatters in the living room, and that would be the last time anyone saw her alive again.
Eyewitness News reporter Jim Dolan live outside that apartment building where neighbors are understandably nervous. Jim?
Sandra, Natalie Vittel was murdered inside apartment 19A in this Kips Bay building. To get to that apartment, to get to that floor, you need a special key for the elevator. Police now believe the two people who killed her somehow got hold of that key and used it to stay in the apartment while she was away.
And there you have it. Woman comes home, sees invaders, intruders in her home. She freaks out and they kill her. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Until Ms. Vittel unexpectedly came home and found them there. Nadia Vittel came to the apartment to prepare it for a visitor who was coming soon. Police have spent a week investigating the case and now say she was murdered brutally by a man and a woman who were squatters in her apartment. And it's all on the tape.
I was shocked to find out from the detectives that they had been there since Sunday.
Now, video surveillance police have not yet released shows a man and a woman police believe to have been squatters going in and out of apartment 19A since early March. The apartment was owned by 52-year-old Nadia Vittel. Vittel's body was found by the FDNY.
And this woman didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve that. But this is what happens when you allow the clowns to run the circus. It's utter chaos. You know, bodies dropping everywhere. Women, elderly women who live alone are unsafe. And this is a recipe for disaster, but the people keep voting for it.
Stuffed in a duffel bag inside the apartment.
I'm wondering how they knew, about this apartment.
How they picked it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like they were just trying out other apartments. Seems like they just went straight up to the 19th floor.
Police believe Vittel surprised the couple by coming home and that the man and woman who were squatting in her apartment beat and killed her, slamming her face against a wall. The two are later seen by surveillance cameras driving away.
So can we get a description? Can we get some type of still image of the surveillance camera? Please and thank you.
Vittel's car. Well, that car was found by police in Lower Paxton Township, Pennsylvania. If police have identities for the two people who were squatting in that apartment and who stole her car, they are not yet saying, but they do have excellent video of those two. Reporting live from Kips Bay, Jim Dolan, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jinquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
We begin this afternoon with breaking news and the manhunt for two squatters who police say took over a woman's empty apartment and then murdered her when she returned. Her body found stuffed inside a duffel bag.
It happened last week inside an apartment in Kips Bay. Investigative reporter Dan Crowd joins us. He's in the newsroom with the breaking details. Dan?
David and Sandra, family members and neighbors have been stunned since this happened, not having any idea who was responsible for the brutal murder. Now, police say they know who they're looking for, two squatters who are living inside her family's apartment. It all went down here inside this apartment in Kips Bay last week. Police say it had been vacant for a few months since the victim's mother passed away. When Nadia Vitale walked inside for the first time last week, she encountered two squatters, a man and a woman, living in the apartment. Police say a struggle broke out and Vitale was thrown into a sheetrock wall and died from blunt force trauma to her head.
Wow.
Her body was stuffed inside a duffel bag and put in the closet. Found by her own son, the building superintendent, who had first called the fire department for help.
He directed them to the closet, because all the clothes had been pulled down. And he said there was a bag underneath it. And he said, can you open the bag? Because I believe there's a body in there. They did. And they acknowledged that there was, and they called the police.
They were able to occupy the victim's apartment in the first place because it has no front doors. The building's elevator opens up directly into the apartment space. Police say after the killing, the squatters stole her car and then crashed it in Pennsylvania and then took off. The search for those suspects continues tonight.
Begin with that new information in a murder mystery in Manhattan.
Police sources revealing more details about the two suspects they say that they are hunting for after a woman was killed inside her mother's apartment. It happened in Kips Bay. Sources say the suspects are squatters. CBS 2's Alice Gaynor live at the apartment building right now with the details. Alice.
Police sources say a man and a woman stole the 52-year-old victim's car from right out on the street here in front of the apartment building. They traced the license plates to New Jersey, then Pennsylvania, but those two remain on the run.
CBS 2 spoke with a...
So they traced license plates, and we still don't have an identity. These people are dangerous in action. Why can't the people know who and what they look like?
Proud and laughing Nadia Vitale's in 2021 as she opened up her home garage to serve as storage for her son's new business.
I kind of gave in into this. The original thought was no way.
On Monday, her son thanked her for believing in him at her funeral as he unexpectedly had to say goodbye to his mother.
Not only did she deep down support my entrepreneurship crazy venture idea, but she helped fund it early on.
Vitale's was murdered. Her body found stuffed in a duffel bag in the front closet of an apartment on the 19th floor of this building on 31st Street. Super Jean Pompey let concerned family members into the apartment on March 14th after they couldn't reach her.
The male landlord pointed to the closet. He said he believed that there's a body in that bag.
And this is how evil these people are. They'll come in your home and act surprised when you come home and kill you just to flee the home from police. No logic, all emotion, all entitlement, all victimhood. These super gremlins are on demon time.
All the clothes were down. So you really couldn't see it on the bag. You could see partially a little bit.
The medical examiner ruled Vitel's death a homicide, blunt force trauma of the head. Police sources say they've identified 2 people they believe beat her to death. These sources say they were not known to Vitel's, but may have been squatting in the apartment before she started either moving herself or someone else in. The 2 suspects are seen on video stealing Vitel's car from the street out front and fleeing. The car, police sources say, was later involved in an accident in Pennsylvania. The 2 suspects are still on the run. Multiple boxes addressed to the apartment were sitting in the building lobby last week.
Wow. She was so excited to move into the city.
Her son told mourners his mama, as he called her, grew up in Russia, played tennis, worked hard, and traveled.
So beautiful, so smart.
So this is a legal immigrant, potentially who earned her citizenship, and she died for this. Died for it. It's heartbreaking. But this is what the city of New York has come to under Mayor Eric Adams' leadership, Kathy Holcomb's leadership. I mean, everybody has a part to play in this.
So selfless. She was so witty, so clever, so resourceful.
After the crash, police sources say the suspects then went to used car dealerships trying to get a new vehicle, but they don't believe they were successful. Again, they remain at large. If you know anything, give police a call. Live in Kips Bay, Alice Gaynor, CBS 2 News.
Alice, thank you. New York has some of the toughest laws to protect squatters, and some lawmakers say squatters are using this to their advantage.
Yep, and that's absolutely right. Why would you make a law to protect people who are breaking the law? It makes no sense. But this is how wacky these leftists are. They have codified
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And let's get into the video. All right, guys. Oh my goodness. Do we have a story for you? And unlike other stories where we see how the media is covering it first and whatnot, then we deep dive into the individual. In this case, I'm going to have to deep dive into the individual first because the feds or the government or whoever, you know, the FBI, most likely will take down his Instagram. So we're going to get right into it because, you know, they might even take it down while I'm live on this topic. So we have a man by the name of Max Azzarello, who set himself on fire outside of the Trump, quote unquote, hush money, aka Stormy Daniels trial. Now, we all know that the trial is a political witch hunt in order to throw Trump off of his game, you know, basically election interference by the Democrats. I mean, we already kind of understand that. But that's not the story today, okay? The story is how this insane individual, based off of conspiracy theories, set himself aflame. And, you know, just looking at his Instagram feed, I mean, it looks very 2009-ish Instagram. I'm not going to lie. Like, it doesn't look like he's caught up with the times. It appears that maybe he could be suffering from some type of autism. I don't know, but these guys are crashing out, and we do live in a crash out culture. And that is not just exclusive to the community, okay, or the Black community for all my new viewers here. By the way, we have 141 live viewers, so make sure you go ahead and like that, or smash that like button, subscribe if you're new here, because this one is going to be a doozy. This guy completely crashed out. He completely crashed out. This is, I mean, I guess you could consider it white boy rage, right? That the media has been warning us about. But I mean, it's more inspired by online conspiracy theories and whatnot. So, I mean, honestly, I kind of want to get into the comments. I want to get into what he was looking at that made him do this. You guys know that over here we don't spare anything, guys. I mean, we're gonna look into the story objectively. We're not gonna say, oh well, we can't touch on this because this. No, that's not how we do it. But it looks like this guy has a lot of citations that he. Jesus Christ! I mean, it's a lot that he, has shared in his Instagram bio. I guess these are attempts to potentially radicalize people. He did a podcast, an hour and 10-minute podcast that we're not going to watch the whole thing, but and then I'm just looking at all the links that he has on his Instagram. He has the unabridged story of the Hendon mob. Okay, so he's from pokernews.com. Okay, so he's I guess trying to link the mob to the US government and all this other kind of stuff. Let's see. We'll get into some of these conspiracy theories. Okay, he's citing some type of SEC document as well. It's very lengthy. Very lengthy. And I don't know if he is putting this together or if this is just like, oh no, this is from sec.gov. Okay, so he's I guess he thinks he figured out the secrets of the world, and then, based off of what he had learned, he essentially crashed out, right? He said, I want to make a statement. I want to be some type of martyr. He was obviously in that mindset, in that mind frame. I just want to play some of the videos of him that are going viral. So this one is one that I saw on Twitter, and you actually have some people in the comments section sympathizing with this nut. In my opinion, I think he's a nut. He completely crashed out. It wasn't like he was some. I mean, I guess this is what people would consider an incel, right? It's hilarious how they pick and choose who's the incel online, right? Oh, they just throw it out. But I mean, a guy like this, let's keep it a buck. I mean, you're not burning yourself alive if you getting pussy. Come on, let's keep it a buck. So let's keep going.
Start a fucking revolution. Start a fucking revolution. Start a fucking revolution. You've got nothing to lose.
So obviously he personally has nothing to lose, but I mean, me, myself, and we got something to lose over here. Okay, we're not crash dummies. We're not going out here and putting our lives on the line and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know what the hell. I don't know if he think he's some type of Paul Revere or some shit. I mean, this guy has absolutely lost it, and the even people in the comments section, have lost it as well. So let's see. Some girl here is definitely sympathizing with him. She says, my friend, I just read your investigative article about America's kleptocracy, and it was well received. I feel inspired to action and to help others learn what you have felt like you were screaming into the world or into the void. We are grateful for your sacrifice and sorry you had to go in this way for people to listen, I think she meant. We are being played like puppets by American political elite. You went in a blazing glory as a threat to our declining fascist government. I know you have made the Lord proud. Wow. Thank you for your efforts. Last time I checked, God was he frowned upon taking your own life, but I have no heaven or hell to put anybody in. I hope they help free us, or like you said, we will experience the apocalypse. Our media was normalized through entertainment and sadistic humor. We know there is a better way. We try our damnedest to get there. Peace and love forever, friend. We love you. We love you. We love you. So she's kind of copying the Instagram story that he put up. It says, I love you. 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 So this was 5 hours before he actually set himself ablaze. Let's listen to some other things that he has to say.
Hey, want to learn the biggest secret in the world? In March 2023, sketchy billionaire Peter Thiel started a bank run. I did 1,500 hours of research, and I learned all their rotten secrets. The big one is the cryptocurrency is history's first planetary, multi-trillion-dollar Ponzi scheme. That's an economic doomsday device. And when that Ponzi goes insolvent, as all Ponzis must, we'll get the worst economic collapse in world history. And every powerful person you can think of is in on it. Want to know why everything gets worse and more expensive? That's because we live in a secret kleptocracy. That's when the government gets taken over by con artists whose only job is to steal from the public. And I hope you know this is wonderful news, because now that the public knows about the secret kleptocracy, they get to abolish their criminal government. Follow for more, or read this booklet, and you will bend history.
So apparently he was throwing out that booklet as well at the scene. Obviously, this guy is completely disturbed, completely deranged, and he did burn himself alive. I think he's in critical condition right now. I honestly hope that he lives, because then he'll have to live with the decision that he made. And then he'll have to ponder upon himself, was it worth it? I mean, I'll never take a piss normally again. I'll never take a crap normally again. Just the normal things. I'll never feel like I burned all my nerve endings off. I mean, I'll never grow hair again. I'm going to have to put on like some weird ass lubricant on my body because my skin's going to be dry. I mean, oh my God. I cannot imagine imagine trying to burn yourself alive and die, and then you live and you have to live with that, I don't know, the 4th degree burns, the 3rd degree burns, whatever you want to call it. Man, this guy is severely burned. And I don't know if I can play it on YouTube. I probably won't, because I got a strike on my other channel the other day because I was exposing how these black single mothers were twerking on kids, and then YouTube didn't like that much. And then they gave me a warning. I deleted the video, and then I re-uploaded the video, but I edited it so that, you know, there wasn't any, I mean, there was never any real nudity, right? But there wasn't any suggestive type thing being seen, and they ended up giving me a strike. So I'm treading on thin ice. As you guys know, I recently, I don't know what happened, but I wasn't able to upload for 14 days on this channel as well. So I want to make sure that I tread lightly, because YouTube has my number called for sure. But in this case, in this post here, he says, want to know the biggest secret in the world? Cryptocurrency is history's first planetary multi-trillion-dollar Ponzi scheme. That's an economic doomsday device. And we are victims of history's biggest con. And now that we know it, we get to abolish our criminal government. See link. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. So here's the thing. Here's what I want to address: the crypto thing. Does crypto have any intrinsic value? In my opinion, no, it does not. Okay. Does everybody who invests in crypto know that they're taking a risk when they invest in crypto? Yes. Can you become a millionaire or a billionaire off of crypto? Yes. Two things can be true at the same time. At the end of the day, is it a Ponzi scheme? I mean, probably. I mean, it can't function without electricity, right? Whereas if, you know, at the end of the day, if the grid went down, we at least have our gold. But if the grid went down, electronic grids went down everywhere, you can't make crypto transactions because there's no Wi-Fi, there's no data, there's no this and that. There's no connectivity. So the people who invest in crypto and all this kind of stuff, I think they understand that they're taking that risk. me personally, I have benefited from crypto. I invested in Bitcoin back in 2017. Me and one of my friends, we put some money on a external hard drive, or we bought some Bitcoin on an external hard drive. Back then, it wasn't much, and I've made good money off of Bitcoin. So, it's like you can't spend your life worrying about things. And if you're going to take a risk as if you're willing to lose it. That's how I feel about crypto. Was the NFT thing a scam? Yes and no. Okay. It was always a stupid idea from the beginning. Corny asked, did he die? No, he did not die. He's still alive in critical condition. I hope he lives so he can live with what he did to himself. But here's the thing. We're talking about crypto. We're talking about US dollars. There's not much of a difference. The only thing about crypto, well, there actually is a difference, but the good thing about crypto, especially Bitcoin, is that it is a decentralized method of payment. And, up until recently, it was untaxable. And there were a lot of people, finding themselves in battles with the IRS about it early on. But now that other, large companies and even financial institutions have adopted crypto, it's harder to kind of get around that. But at the end of the day, crypto is its own entity. And as long as the internet and we have electricity, it's going to be here. But yeah, like I said, were NFTs a scam? Yes and no. It was always a stupid idea. Selling JPEGs, non-fungible tokens or whatever. It's really just JPEGs. It's really just GIFs. It's really just, potentially WAV files, WAV files, MP3 files, potentially MOV files, all these things. Selling them for thousands of dollars when you can screenshot or you can screen record and all this kind of stuff. We've already had these conversations. They were selling NFT like highlight reels of LeBron James when you can just go to YouTube and, anybody who invests in NFT, which I did invest in NFTs, and I didn't lose money because I knew what it was. I knew it was a stupid idea. I knew that it was, I would say questionable, financially questionable. And I knew that I had to get out at some point, and I got out at the right time. And I also, made my own NFTs, and I wasn't taxing for them, but my NFTs were original art, and that's a whole nother story here. But at the end of the day, it's like, dude, okay, yes, cool. We're in a fucked up situation right now when it comes to our government, when it comes to our monetary policy, when it comes to our debt and all this stuff. But honestly, that's not a problem that you're going to solve as an individual by going out in front of outside of the Trump trial and setting yourself aflame. Another thing is the security issue that I have with this as well. How do you let this guy get so close across from government buildings and set himself on fire while throwing around this propagandist pamphlet? It makes me think, okay, well, what the hell is the Secret Service doing, right? So that definitely, I don't know. It kind of feels weird because it's surrounding the Trump trial, and he's in New York, and obviously anybody who is a Trump supporter, we all fear for the man's safety. So we don't want to see any harm come to President Trump. And when you have lunatics like this who are going outside of his trial, I think this incites. I think it's very insightful. I don't think this story is going to have much legs after a couple days, and many people didn't even know about it until I started streaming about it. But I personally am fearful of for President Trump's safety. you know, I personally think that, you know, we need to go ahead and make sure that he's safe, because it's you know, this is just hitting too close to home, in my opinion, especially anybody who is a supporter of Trump. All right, so let's see. You got people making jokes. Okay, where was his family? And this guy's from Florida, St. Augustine, Florida, I believe. So you have people kind of arguing with him and agreeing with him at the same time. Okay, and people are empathizing with him. They're saying keep the comments respectful. I mean, in my opinion, this is leftist activities. This is leftist, radicalized, progressive Democrat activities. He hates the billionaire class, right? You know, he hates people who are making a lot of money. Free rubbing alcohol. And the police did say that he used an alcohol-based somebody bumping some goddamn music outside the crib. But he used an alcohol-based accelerant. Could it have been whatever the hell this is? What is this? Professional sprayer. Has anybody ever seen this bottle? Pep bottle? I don't know. I don't use this. I don't use this brand. But he could have used this to burn himself alive, it seems. Right? Definitely plausible. Okay, this was in 2020. And let's see. He was obviously frustrated with the COVID thing. Getting sick of being a shut-in. Here's an easy and important thing you can do. Flatten the curve. Okay, there you go. He's a fucking leftist. He's a leftist. He's a progressive. Point blank. I mean, there you have it right there. Talking about some flatten the curve. Dude. What a joke. And then he's over here talking about some, oh, well, the kleptocracy, you know, dude. I mean, you fell for the trap. I mean, this guy's probably double, triple vaxxed, quadruple boosted, all this type of shit, right? If you got some extra rubbing alcohol and you and those close to you are low risk, throw on some gloves and a mask and head to your local supermarket. Offer people a quick spray of their hands or cart handles when they come in and out. A lot of people will be on board. You'll directly reduce the spread of coronavirus and the stress of our health system. And it's infinitely easier than trying to sell something. And the discomfort you'll feel about looking like a loon will disappear immediately. You'll get thanked up and down by sweet old ladies, and you'll see people with way crazier pandemic get-ups than you. At the end of the day, our ability to minimize this will depend not just on taking care of ourselves, but doing all that we can to help others and reduce the spread. If you want to try it out, here are some things to keep in mind. If your rubbing alcohol is stronger than 60%, dilute it down to 60% with water. You'll get a lot of mileage with giving people one spray. I probably hit 300 sets of hands and used a quarter of a bottle. Be nice and respectful and always ask for permission. Plenty of people don't want to be sprayed or already have their own sanitizer, and that's fine. Each person you do spray will reduce the chance of spread. Keep your gloves and mask on and don't make contact with people. Just let them stick out their hands and give them a spritz. You'll get a very small number of people who snicker, but that's good. I might have snickered a week ago and they might not snicker tomorrow. By being visible in this way, you're reminding people how important it is, dude. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, this guy is a fucking, I mean, he fell for the propaganda. He's talking about, oh, you know, burn the system down, rage against the system type shit. And then you fell for the shit. You fell for the pandemonium. Not at one point did I believe that the pandemonium was a real thing. From his manifesto, the biggest lie we've been told is that we are powerless. We've got one way out of hell world. And that's for the public to realize that we've been conned completely so we can build a united movement that shatters. And people are literally like quoting him in the comments. God, this is crazy. You set yourself on fire for what exactly? Somebody says, so you can come to his page and read what he feels is important. These dudes, they do anything for clout. Oh, he's vaccinated. Makes more sense now. Exactly. And people referring to modern medicine as experimental bullcrap typically know very little about what they're actually talking about. All right. Cool to see what you care for. People extends back. Okay. What an awesome pro-social move in quarantine times. Rock on, dude. Oh my God. He says, but it's entirely out of self-interest. The best way I can count on my own health and security is that shit gets mitigated regardless of who has it. Wow. Somebody says, this is amazing. I'm going to share your awesomeness in hopes it inspires others. Wow. Thanks, and please do. I'm sure there are others already doing it, and I'd love to see people follow suit. Love this. There are too many assholes at home. Many we know posting about how many bottles of wine they're on or how many beers they've drank, etc. And a lot of them also love to post about climate change, etc. Oh my God. Yeah, this is a leftist type. Shout out to IRIRS with the $3 super trap.
Hold on. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
Yeah, this guy is absolutely insane. He's a nutcase. He is a nutcase, a nut job. I guess these are his friends. I mean, I don't want to put their marriage on blast, but goddamn. Hot grandparents, war hero. Okay, so he's posting his grandparents. Creepy Phil trying to put the shakes on grandma. Okay. All right. Okay, I guess that's was his grandma. There never was a grandma better than this one. And he putting her whole name out there. God damn. I wonder what she would think of him now. So obviously this is a suicidal. I mean, this is suicidal ideation right here. It says art that supports your thoughts. Thoughts on your writings, not on today's events. So, I mean, this guy, you could see the signs from his social media posts. I think that's important. Let's see. Okay, at a baseball game. I don't know. I don't think that's him. Dog, I guess. I guess he was dog sitting. Okay. First ever Insta selfie. This was in 2013. So like I said, his Instagram is like old. It's like the old way of posting on Instagram. Now it's like a lifestyle thing. You show yourself jet setting and you post your best moments. He's mostly posting like weird, blurry, unedited pics, which is fine, but he's posting more as if it's some type of like blog or something. Posting Whitney Houston. Let's see. Bad grandma filmed here. Okay. You can't beat the Venice Beach Anal Club. Wow. I dream of a better world where chickens can cross the road without having their motives questioned. Okay. Let's see. The irony of the jest of dreaming for a better world in his protest that followed in the name of the protest silly sign for a serious message. So what is it? Marxist style. So he says proletariat couture. I don't know if that's another language or something, but I mean, he obviously had Marxist ideology, maybe. If I mean, is that too far of a stretch to say? Right? His mom sending him things. Somebody says, looking back at all the posts, it really goes to show how fucked up Max's life has gone. You see a guy just post cool memories, slowly spiraling into madness in regards to crypto Ponzi's and the American dream. Really sad that the comments here don't value mental health at all. Okay. Max's mother that sadly died 2 years ago definitely played a role in the spiral out of control. Rest easy, buddy. Yeah, I mean, the death of your mother, especially in old age, like when you're older and you've spent that time with your mother, definitely affects you in a different way. You know, you never come to terms with your parents passing, but I don't think that it induces a psychotic break for you to burn yourself alive. No one actually cares about mental health until it affects them, it seems. I mean, the world is garbage. Can we blame an internal malfunction or an external one? And that, you know, all the things that go on in the world, all the things that I report on, all the horrors and the evil that I report on, I still don't believe that the world is garbage. I don't believe that. I can't believe that. I am still optimistic. I'm still hopeful. I believe that we can come to a state in this world where things are good and ultimately good people are in charge. The problem is, we don't have good people in charge right now. And, we can say whatever we want, it's inevitable or we can't do anything to stop it. But I think if you just individually do your best, then it'll snowball. It'll be a snowball effect for sure. It's sad to think about how he spiraled into isolation. I am assuming no one probably knew or was able to reel him in, and things just escalated. Unfortunate and scary that it could happen. Yeah. There were, and I mean, it does sound kind of fucked up, but on the bright side of this, he didn't hurt anyone else but himself. If you are going to do something crazy like this, and I mean, a lot of times on our story, we see, murder, suicide, all this kind of stuff. Look, this guy, he was just suicidal, and it doesn't appear that he was looking to take anyone else out. I was trying to get together with her in Florida. It never happened. And now I'm sitting at the Gallagher's bar. Wow. This is interesting stuff. Grandma and her little superstar. That baby looks like a blonde Ben Stiller. Go watch Good Fight Ministries on YouTube. Please go watch Taylor Swift video uploads. Okay. Thank you, Ultra Flightobox or Flight OBX. Looks like he flew on some type of aircraft. So here is his, I don't know, some drawings on Bitcoin. His COVID vaccination record card. He got a first dose, second dose. Ouch. Treat your criminal government with the complete lack of respect it deserves. The red line is the world economy, and the dotted line is next. I mean, here's the thing. I don't necessarily disagree. I believe that we are in a recession for sure. 100%. We've been in a recession. I would even go as far as to say we are potentially embarking on a depression. And I mean, we heard the Fed announce that they were not going to lower interest rates. So we're still in high interest rates to fight inflation mode. And I think that the interest rates are going to have to go to 10, 15% to really knock inflation down to where it needs to be. And that is a scary thought. That is definitely recessionary, depressionary talk. But that is my personal belief based on my education of economics and whatnot. But hey, who the fuck am I? Can't tell because of the marker, but has he done the whole NYC thing on his birthday? Oh, wow. Yeah, that 4-something-21. No. Oh, there goes his birthday right there. It says Super Ponzi, and then he has Bitcoin on one side, and then the world economic, like he has some type of chart on the other side. It looks like his date of birth is 4. Can't really see through that black, but it is 4/19 Oh, yeah. I mean, it looks like either his date of birth is 4/14 or 4/19. So maybe he did knock himself off on his birthday. And, you know, with this COVID-19 vax card, it also could have something to do with COVID. I don't know. But obviously he was feeling this way in 2023. This is it. His mom died, and literally the next post goes down the rabbit hole, COVID jab tragedy, and here he goes. He got vaxxed and MK Ultra'd. Was it his birthday? Almost there, dude. It was the deliberate spread of COVID they were banking on. If they wanted us healthy, they would have tried harder, but now they're making absolute bank on our debilitating disease. Vax question mark? Definitely, right? Yet I'm still the bad guy for not having my whole card filled out. That's funny. Yeah, the spiral definitely started after his long break. Very sad. Get smoked, bozo. God damn. Ooh, I mean, and here's the thing. Like, somebody said, come on, Pajit. Oh, yeah, he's a Pajit. That's hilarious. I mean, here's the thing. The collapse is crypto. They are lying. We are free. Okay. He says, want to be a hero? Question mark. Make this show or make this sign and show the public. Want to be a prophet? Do it very soon. This was 37 weeks ago. Holy shit. And then Ricky Geiger, it looks like maybe a potential friend of his, said, are you okay? And this guy, Ricky Geiger, I'm not going to show his profile, but I mean, it looks like he's a good guy. He loves his dog. He's a Christian. He loves skateboarding. He loves outdoor sports. And this guy is checking on him, you know? He's checking on him 37 weeks ago. Are you okay? Seriously. Seriously. And people are seeing that this guy is obviously doing a call for help, a cry for help. And there were people who did try to reach out. There were people who did try and, you know, comfort him and you know, maybe come to his aid and whatnot. But it seems it did not work. So you got people informing this guy. Massive respect. Dude died for what he believed. Wow. So you got people who are, somebody say you could have just bought. Yeah, yeah, a lot of people, I think a lot of people are salty they didn't get into Bitcoin early. I think that's true. I think that's true. 100% that's true. So now it's like calling for the crypto collapse. Okay. Yeah, crypto already collapsed and it came back. So what? It is what it is. I mean, you can't get mad at crypto. I mean, you lose money, you make money. It is what it is. Never invest what you're not willing to lose. I mean, I just don't see why he crashed out in this way. Oh yeah. So here's another one. Oh shit, Pajit is down here saying get smoked bozo again. Let's see. Oh, so he's doing a lot right here. I don't know what the audio is. Let me enter really quickly. All right, so it says obviously these companies aren't all Ponzi schemes. You can go to Disneyland or buy a Peloton if your bank account is worthy enough. But they're all doing this because they've invested. So sorry, I have to stop it right here. If your bank account is worthy enough in these parentheses here, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I'm not asserting this as to be fact or anything, but in my opinion, by him saying if your bank account is worthy enough, he's trying to, this is like a leftist type mindset where money shouldn't matter and we shouldn't have to use money and this and look, okay, would it be great if everybody was just on an honor system? Yeah, sure, whatever. But that's not how the world works, and we know this. So he's money shouldn't matter, and it doesn't matter about your bank account, and okay, yeah, that could be true if you're talking about, okay, you don't have to be rich to be a good person or whatnot or give back. But it just falls into like the mindset of getting rid of money and getting rid of the monetary system. And I'm all for an overhaul of the monetary system, but I mean, am I making sense to you guys? It just seems like he was thrown off, and his view on the world had gotten significantly darker, as we proceed through his Instagram posts. But they're all doing this because they've invested in the massive global crypto Ponzi scheme. They already know what the shape of the stock will be, and they come up with I can't really see that. No. More evidence than you could ever need. Just go to Wikipedia or Crunchbase and place 6 degrees of separation between any COVID boom company and Facebook. Peter Thiel, Stanford, SBF, etc. So he really on Peter Thiel's ass. They're on each other's boards. They go to each other's weddings. They get money from the same Silicon Valley VC firms and so on. And they've been moving stolen Ponzi winnings through half the stock market. You know what's interesting? These leftists, these like radical leftists, they all don't believe in the same thing. Yes, they can rally around certain issues, but they don't believe in the same things. They really don't, because most progressives, most leftists would be commending Silicon Valley, besides X, for doing the censorship of COVID and doing, the censorship during the election cycle and all this kind of stuff, and the censorship that Google has now been exposed for and whatnot. I mean, or Alphabet, should I say. It's so interesting what's going on here, but let's keep going. I can't play this music. I don't know if it's copywritten. An important note here: these massive spikes and dumps were a required part of the crypto Ponzi from its inception, 2010 at the latest, because they built such a massive decentralized Ponzi scheme. They knew they'd be moving out all these stolen profits. Sorry, excuse me. And would need to justify the glaring anomaly. Oh, this motherfucker lost some money in crypto. Oh, he lost some money in crypto. He lost some money. And here's the thing. If you had a lot of money, I know guys who lost 200 bands off in crypto during this crypto fall in it was early 2020. It was like 2023 when Bitcoin went back down to I think it went down to 25,000, and it was at first it was 13,000, then it boomed up to 60,000. Then it went back to 25,000, and a lot of people bought in at 60,000 because they were saying, Bitcoin's going to 100K, Bitcoin's going to 100K. And then everybody bought in at 60,000. Then it went straight back to fucking 25, 30,000. And a lot of people lost a lot of money. A lot of people, deleted themselves, point blank, period. So, I know guys who lost 200K in crypto, and they're still here, and now they're flourishing because they learn from their mistakes. The culture and lifestyle. Okay, so he's posting a lot of shit. Okay. A lot of meme stuff. So he's posting his story for that day. Man. Yeah, this guy definitely had some problems. This is the pamphlet that he was oh, I guess he has a printable version here. Jesus Christ, am I gonna get investigated for clicking on this document? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so he has this pamphlet that it's not that long. We can read through it. I just want to make sure it's the same pamphlet. Yeah, okay, it's the same. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to read this little thing that he was passing around outside of the courthouse. Oh yeah, good point, Dub. He says FTX likely caused countless self-deletions. Absolutely. The Sam Bankman-Fried scheme, that the fraud scheme that he pulled off. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I like what Roger Wood said too. You only lose if you sell. Yep, you're absolutely right. That's where you make your profit. In real estate, they say you make your profits on the buy, right? Because you're buying into equity if you get a good deal. in crypto or in the stock market, I mean, I'm not saying they're the same thing, but you make your money on the sale, right? On the sale. So, he says, Romare Dubois says Costco was selling 1 ounce gold bars for about $2,400. Distant Light says always take profit when it pumps. Absolutely. All right, let's get into this little pamphlet that he was dropping around before he burned himself. What to do next? You are in a growing number of people who know the truth. Spread it in the face of information, and we'll defeat our haunted carny government in no time. Want to be a hero? Share these secrets. Want to be a prophet? Do it before the economic collapse. Important people to tell. The military and police, let them know they're being conned. College students, they dream of revolutions. Unions, activists, and protest groups, they've got infrastructure for action. Everybody tell them we are free. More info. He has some... This man wanted people to fucking email him and all types of shit. Oh, he got a Reddit? Oh, okay. Maybe that... Okay, let's see what he got on the Reddit. You guys, I mean, I be deep diving. I be doing stuff the news won't even touch. Because they're even scared to read any of this shit to you. I mean, to me, it's just research purposes. Like, hell, I don't damn believe what the fuck he talking about. I mean, some things okay, the Reddit page was taken down. Some things he, is hovering above, but I just don't think he has it quite right. Let's see. He says, haunted carny meme pages. Do you follow any popular meme pages online? No matter the niche, you'll find some common themes in your feed. All problems, no solutions. Tell us over and over that the world is terrible and still learn helplessness, so they think there's nothing we can do about it. So political discord. Tell us the problem isn't those stealing all the money. It's people just like us with different politics. Snark, irony, and bitterness. Tell us we should be assholes, that we should clap back at others and make us pissed off at our fellow man. Nostalgia. For when the American dream wasn't dead, convince us we can only dream of better circumstances that passed us by. What do we mean by haunted carnies? Criminal propaganda designed to brainwash us into believing we can't do anything about our awful circumstances. Dipshit secrets of our rotten world. When it feels like World War III and the economy collapses, you'll know exactly why. An Occupy Returns booklet. Our only goal, abolish our criminal government and replace it with one that serves all. We are the 100%. Facts about Peter Thiel. He co-founded PayPal with Elon Musk and the PayPal Mafia. An early and important Facebook investor, he convinced Mark Zuckerberg to allow and promote political disinformation. His company, Palantir, sells our internet data to the CIA. He met with billionaire blackmail artist Jeffrey Epstein in 2014. He has been a huge proponent of cryptocurrency for years. His romantic partner, Jeff Thomas, fell to his death shortly after the SVB bank run. About this research, in March 2023, notorious tech billionaire, venture capitalist Peter Thiel. Okay, so let me preface this by me personally. I ain't got no beef with Peter Thiel. Whatever this dude's saying in this goddamn pamphlet, I don't endorse. I'm just reading it for research purposes only. I personally, I don't have any beef with Peter Thiel. I do use the PayPal company. So, hey, guys, hit the damn PayPal. What this guy is talking about does not reflect my views or anything like that. YouTube. So don't go and say, oh, you're spreading misinformation. No, I'm not. I'm just reading what the hell he was talking about. And it looks like others are in here too, reading it as well. So I don't believe what this man is saying. I don't believe what he's talking about. I think he was crazy. I think he was nuts. Any dude who's going to burn himself alive. Yeah, y'all get the gist. Anyways, in March 2023, notorious tech billionaire, venture capitalist Peter Thiel started a bank run on Silicon Valley, leading to one of the fastest and largest bank collapses in the U.S. history. Your authors knew enough about Thiel that they considered this one of the most suspicious events in world history. They have done 1,500 hours of research since uncovering preposterous crimes that affect all of our health, safety, and prosperity. What is cryptocurrency? Crypto, a mysterious, unregulated currency in the world's first planetary decentralized Ponzi scheme industry with its own high-frequency trading shadow banking theft network. Every dollar that was used to buy crypto was stolen out of crypto exchanges via the U.S. stock market through dozens of large, well-known companies, but its theft has not yet been revealed. Soon we'll have a global economic collapse when the crypto Ponzi goes insolvent, and the market will lose trillions of dollars that have already been stolen. The truth about 9/11. Why did this might get a little racy, but fuck it. Why did Bush, Bin Laden, and Saudi Arabia all do 9/11 to keep us in fear? Aside from the endless war, profiteering, nationalism, and increased surveillance, it was so that we would never forget that the American dream is dead and we live in hell world. Ever see Jeffrey Epstein's George Bush painting? These supervillains are mocking us. The truth about COVID, their most evil Ponzi kayfabe. How did they disguise history's most glaring stock market anomaly from the theft of trillions via crypto? They unleashed a pandemic and called the most criminal companies the stay-at-home stocks. So, I mean, so does he think that crypto had something to do with the fucking pandemic? This is absolutely wild, bro. This is wild. Is everybody in on it? It's like cheating at the Tour de France. It isn't everybody, but it is all the winners. The Simpsons is evil brainwashing. The Simpsons has had 27 writers who went to Harvard. That's so they can serve their criminal interests through popular media. So he's going into the Simpsons conspiracy theory, which, okay, I mean, we understand the the propaganda through media and the predictive programming is what they call it. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I'm not saying it's fine that they do it, but I'm saying we understand it. We know that it's happening. We see it on a day-to-day basis in every ad and every billboard. It's not worth burning yourself alive. Right? The goal, tell us the American dream is okay. I think I read that. Oh, never mind. Tell us the American dream is dead because we're too oafish, divided, and morally decayed, while the rich and powerful bleed us dry. Tell us we have no choice but to slave away for evil billionaires. The monorail episode, because we're collectively stupid, we have no choice but to listen to dazzling Ponzi schemers. Lisa the iconoclast. If anybody ever tells you or our government was taken over by con artists, it's best to ignore, attack, and dismiss them. This is just one of countless examples. Virtually all of media exists to divide us, scare us. I mean, it's like, dude, what is? I mean, this is some shit that I learned in 8th grade. Like, bro, I just think he was taking in information too quickly at his age, and it was shocking to him. I think and he was maybe he was on to something, and then he just kind of spiraled. So that's kind of my take on it. All right. He's calling out the Ivy Leagues. Like I said, these are not my views. But let's keep going. Harvard University super crime school. The odds of a random person become a billionaire are 1 in 3 million. But if they were a Harvard student, the odds are 1 in 500. That's because they're one of the most powerful organized crime networks in history. Okay, so there ain't no way. There's no way 1 in 500 Harvard students become billionaires. There ain't no fucking way. 1 in 500, that's a crazy stat. But anyway, somebody verify that. I don't got time. But I'm calling cap on that one. That's because they're one of the most powerful organized crime networks in history. Or maybe it is true. Hold on, let me just check it real quick. So this man don't, come up out the fiery grave. And let's see. Are 1 in 5 Harvard students, or let's say graduates, maybe. Or well, I guess it's students, right? Because there are like some tech billionaires who went to Ivy League schools, but then they never finished, and then they just dropped out and started their companies. Are 1 in 5 Harvard students? Let me ask it. Do 1 in 5 Harvard students become billionaires? It's not 1 in 5. It's 1 in 500. I'm tripping. Harvard says that 5% of Harvard alumni are billionaires. So that's what Harvard says, that 5%. So that's 5 out of 100. Wow. 5% of Harvard's alumni are billionaires. Wow. I mean, it's not hard to believe, but damn. I mean, that is a lot. That is crazy. Ran a body part theft ring out of Harvard Medical School. Run Ponzi scheme factories like Harvard Innovation Labs and Jeffrey Epstein's program for evolutionary dynamics. Created Facebook in order to surveil us, monopolize culture, make us feel crappy, and divide us politically. Help administer MK Ultra, the CIA brainwashing and psychological torture program. Other crime schools. Stanford created cryptocurrency Theranos. NYU has a blackmail ring and political revenge killings. Political revenge killings. Interesting. UNC Clinton associate Erskine Bowles assassinated student body president Eve Carson and covered it up. This man's dropping names. Follow billionaires and bullshit science for more. The art of K-Fabi. K-Fabi is a wrestling technique where they pretend scripted storylines are real. Okay. When our con artist politicians have presidential debates against each other, or when one trashes the other in the media, they are practicing K-Fabi. It's all pretend to make it seem like they're not on the same side. Ponzi schemes require K-Fabi. The con artists need to justify all their missing money that they stole. The companies stealing crypto money use all sorts of K-Fabi to explain poor performance. Am I pronouncing this shit right? Because let's see. Oh, kayfabe. Okay, it's kayfabe. All right, kayfabe. Never heard of it, but anyways. Okay, Budweiser and Target pretend to have wildly successful anti-trans boycotts against them. Whoa, so they're trying to say that those boycotts weren't truly successful and they were manufactured. Sorry, guys. Hold on. So here's the thing. With the Budweiser or the Anheuser-Busch Anheuser-Busch, with that whole thing, this is what I think. Obviously, they let some, female leftists take over the marketing department. And she put out the Dylan Mulvaney, right? Dylan Mulvaney ad, and people didn't like it. People pushed back. But to say that was manufactured and people really weren't boycotting it. Dude, everywhere I went, people were shitting on Bud Light and they were throwing it away. And even bars who had stocked up on a month's worth of Bud Light were pouring it out. So I think that was real. Same with the Target thing, and same with what's happening with Planet Fitness now as well. All these things are backfiring because, dude, I mean, I'm sorry, but regular people, and I'm not saying that, you can't be nice and all this kind of stuff, but regular people don't fuck with trans people, bro. I'm so tired of I don't know if he's trying to make the argument that, oh, people actually like trans people, bro. No, they don't, bro. And it ain't no transphobia. Ain't nobody scared of them niggas or nothing like that. It's just hard to be likable when you're pretending to be something you're not, right? Am I right or wrong? when you meet a poser, when you meet somebody who says, oh, I'm a fucking millionaire and then I got this money and that money. If a woman goes out on a date with a guy and he's like, oh yeah, I got this, I got a Rolls Royce, I got a Lambo, and he's renting all these cars and then the money dry up and he don't got the money, how you gonna feel? It's the same way. Like, bro, I mean, on some real shit. And it's just like, nobody's fucking with them like that. It's the media that rocks with them. And it's a very loud minority. And the reason they get so much playtime is because the media and because they look very weird and they scream all the damn time. And they look very weird. Like, they look like, I mean, they look like Sims characters or fucking GTA characters. Like, they look like somebody dressed them up. Somebody who wasn't them dressed them up. Like somebody playing their character dressed them. That's what it looks like. I swear to God. Zoom and Peloton blamed poor management decisions on their massive falls from their peaks. Okay. Ponzi scheme explainer. In a Ponzi scheme, the con artists promise a lucrative investment, but they steal the money instead. They keep a pool of cash to pay out people who sell their investments, but the pool inevitably goes to zero when the cash runs out. Here's a typical Ponzi stock chart. Okay. We all know what a Ponzi scheme is. The criminals stack up cash that is being invested. They funnel out the stolen cash. When the cash runs out, the price collapses completely and the Ponzi scheme ends. The shape is found where there is one Ponzi and a whole bank of Ponzis, or the crypto super Ponzi. And you know, one day will the whole crypto system fall apart? Maybe. Will Bitcoin ever hit 100K? Possibly. It just hit 70K a couple weeks ago. Then it went back down to like 61. But it's a possibility that it can hit those types of numbers. And I mean, it's all about time in the market. Just don't put in money that you're not willing to lose. Point blank. Oh, Thug Shih Tzu says, I'll admit that I respect a woman transforming into a man than vice versa. Will I respect it? Here's the thing. I would prefer the women to just be dykes. Like, what happened to just dyking and just dyking it out and then going to the sex shop and then copping a strap? Like, whatever happened to that? You know, I think we've just gotten so far away from what the norm is. And I mean, if a woman transitions into a man, I don't respect that unless she comes out and says, holy shit, I thought transitioning into a man would be way more easy and I was wrong as fuck. If they come out and say that, then I'll have respect and I'll be like, okay, cool. But, you know, I'm still not going to treat you like a man. Like, I mean, I'm not going to treat you like a lady neither. You're just going to be some, I don't know, androgynous being that I say, oh, you know, I mean, I'm going to be cordial. Hey, how you doing? Keep it moving. Don't make eye contact. I ain't trying to talk to this motherfucker. You know? Ross Perot, the first tech billionaire, made a fortune in early digital currency and network technology. His company had one of the largest, fastest stock price gains and falls in history. His son invested in Klinkle. Mark Cuban inherited Ross Perot's software company and his huge crypto promoter. Shark Tank is a fraud. They already own that cheapo crap, and some of it is for Ponzi's. Elizabeth Holmes Theranos out of Stanford sounds like a classic biomed Ponzi scheme, except her billionaire investors were in on it, just like Klinkle. They wanted her to lose their investment so that they could secretly fund the crypto Ponzi pool. I've never heard of billionaires investing into something they want to fail. Unless they're shorting the market, that's a whole different thing. But big Ponzi players, Elon Musk, has moved massive amounts of stolen crypto cash through Tesla stocks. When he co-founded PayPal, they were trying to make crypto, but the theft tech wasn't there yet. Jeffrey Epstein, best known as a teen intercourse blackmail artist, but He ran a fantastical science Ponzi factory at Harvard University called the Program of Evolutionary Dynamics, and stole the money via Bear Stearns, which was supposed to collapse and help bring about the Great Recession in 2008. Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea Clinton, virtually every participating in the 2022 Clinton Global Initiative has ties to cryptocurrency. That's because it's international money laundering disguised as charity. Jeffrey Epstein helped co-found it. Our last change in government. To understand how we got here, we need a history lesson on the CIA. The CIA is a secret criminal organization. Like I said, these do not reflect the views of BGZM News 17. You dig? Secret, they never tell us anything they do. Criminal, everything we find out about is kidnappings, assassinations, military coups, drug running, and literal brainwashing. George H.W. Bush was the CIA director, which means he was a secret criminal in 1988. Bush became president. Secret criminal plus White House equals secret kleptocracy. From then on, the explicit goal of the government was to steal from the public while pretending it's a democracy. In other words, our government is a cult with state power. I don't necessarily disagree with that. So, I mean, he's making a decent point on that last one. When shit hits the fans, we know crypto will collapse the economy soon because of the March 2023 bank failures. This signals that they're no longer investing in the crypto pool. It won't just be crypto. It will collapse of half the U.S. stock market because those companies were stealing trillions of dollars out of the crypto exchanges. When it does collapse, our criminal government will use kayfabe to shift the blame from crypto. We don't know all the details, but evidence points to a false flag attack that gets blamed on our enemies, likely Russia or China. Since many Silicon Valley companies will collapse, it might include a power grid attack or internet outage. The Titan submersible implosive was fake. There is no video evidence. It could go to deep sea, and it's just like Richard Branson's Virgin Oceanic Ponzi scheme. Expect a strange event, and the promotion of bullshit conspiracy theories around QAnon and Pizzagate are examples of this nonsense to hide the fact that the main characters are financial criminals. So the Titan submersible implosion, I mean, I don't know if we did that story on this channel, but I've talked about it before, where they sent the carbon fiber submarine with the billionaire in it, and it imploded at like, what was it? Like 250 or 300 feet deep or something like that. Yeah, that was a sad story. He's basically saying that was fake. I don't believe that was fake. I think real people died, and I think that it was the company was built, or let me say this. The company was reorganized and rearranged with engineers who didn't know what the hell they were doing. They had fantastical ideas about how carbon fiber worked and how it could, uphold in the deep sea. And then also they didn't test it the way that they should have. At the 1988 Democratic National Convention, Bill Clinton gave a vile, hate-filled speech in support of Democratic presidential nominee Mike Dukakis. The speech is a sly admission that Clinton blackmailed Governor Mike Dukakis because he was secretly on George Bush's side. It means every election has been a sham since Clinton, and with Bush and Ross Perot, Gore was with George W. Bush, Hillary was with Trump, Biden is with Trump, etc. More evidence, the Rob Lowe teen intercourse tape. It was political blackmail filmed at the 1988 DNC, where Lowe was supporting Dukakis. Months after his speech, Mike's wife, Kitty Dukakis, hospitalized for drinking rubbing alcohol. Oh my God. So I personally don't know how any of this stuff correlates to like taking yourself out, or how you could even solve this issue by taking yourself out. So this guy royally fucked up. So it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. This guy crashed out. So Hey, if you guys want to read more, oh, he got the Ponzi papers. I'm dead. I'm not putting my email in that shit. He has a podcast. Let's see if we can play it really quickly. Oh no, it's locked. Dude, this guy. What the fuck? I thought you want to get your message out there. Oh, he put on Patreon. The unabridged story of the Hendon mob. So he tells a story about the mob. Which, I mean, all these things are very interesting, and it's fun to deep dive into conspiracy theories and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's just like not worth burning yourself alive. So that's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at with it. Let's see how the news media is covering this story.
Breaking news first at 5 for you tonight. A man from St. Augustine making worldwide headlines tonight after setting himself on fire outside the trial against Donald Trump in New York City. And you can see right there the flames and smoke as people just ran from the scene today, Anthony.
And Jeannie, that man has been identified tonight as Max Azzarello. You see two mugshots of the man here next to me. This is actually from his arrest in St. Johns County just 3 days apart in August of last year. Those arrests were for criminal mischief and disturbing the peace, both misdemeanors. So this is what we know right now at 5 o'clock on this Friday. Around 1:30, the man walked into a park near the New York City courthouse where former President Donald Trump is on trial. Witnesses telling police he opened a book bag, then he scattered pamphlets around the park, then he poured a liquid on himself before setting himself on fire. He then fell onto a police barricade. Investigators say it appears that he had a vast conspiracy involving the American government, a university, political figures, and major financial players.
It was so fast that no one could do anything about it. And once he lit himself on fire and you saw those massive flames, it was just like kind of helpless.
Tonight, our Andrew.
Yeah, guys, show some love. Hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that Super Trap. Support the channel. You already know how YouTube be playing with me. But yeah, we'll keep going.
Joe is on your side, joining us now with a closer look on what we're learning about this and the man suspected of doing it, Andrew.
Yeah, Anthony, Azzarello is in critical condition at a New York hospital. Police and witnesses say this afternoon he was outside the courthouse throwing those flyers in the air. He then doused himself in that flammable substance and lit himself on fire. The NYPD says witnesses and first responders tried to use jackets and fire extinguishers to put out the flames. Police say Azzarello left behind a manifesto. It is looking into when Azzarello got to New York City. It says his family didn't even know he left Florida. We're also looking into about Azzarello's prior history. In August of last year, he was arrested twice in 1 week in St. Augustine for disturbing the peace and criminal mischief, both of those misdemeanor charges. He also filed a federal lawsuit suing dozens of well-known people and organizations, including the Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea Clinton Foundation.
Oh, wow. So this guy, oh my God. Well, that is definitely how you get yourself in trouble. He sued the Clinton Foundation. And look, I could understand if you had a massive corporation behind you with big money or donor funding, something like that. But to sue the Clinton Foundation and you're just some regular guy, I mean, if you want to make yourself a target for psychological warfare, yeah, just do that.
Azzarello is also accusing the entities of knowingly conspiring, participating, and benefiting financially from a decades-long fraudulent.
Who the fuck was his lawyer? God damn. This is hilarious. Who the hell was his lawyer?
Scheme. The suit was dismissed by a judge in October. And we still are gathering more information on Azzarello's history, and we'll bring you more details on what we find at 6. In the newsroom, Andrew Badillo, First Coast News on your side.
Yeah, the Clinton door is not one that you want to be knocking on. You know, you You don't want to be knocking on that door for sure. But there are pictures on Twitter showing that he was a Bernie supporter. So I think there were some chats who were like, "Oh, he wasn't a Democrat. He wasn't a leftist." Da, 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 da. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Like, I mean, I heard when he said we have nothing to lose, then I was like, okay. He said, I have nothing to lose. I'm like, yeah, okay. Shit is crazy. It's crazy. I mean, but I mean, there's so much behind this thing. It's wild. Okay, this is another picture of him outside of the Trump trials. He says Trump is with Biden and they're about to fascist coup us. So, as you guys can see, very consistent with his personal beliefs. Let's see. Very interesting. Trying to get some more information on this guy. Oh, he's got a Twitter as well. Dipshit secrets. Wow. Let's go to his Twitter. All right. So he says, "Hey, paranoid smile. I saw your Gary Webb post about." Okay, so his last post was in November 2023. He's just trying to promote his little Ponzi scheme papers. He was very proud of this thing that he put together. Very proud. I mean, he literally thought he did something with this shit. Okay, never mind. Wow, his date of birth is April 11th, 1987. So we got his date of birth here from his Twitter. And that is a picture of his mugshot. Obviously, he was probably upset about being arrested. And here's what I gotta, say about being arrested. It's not the end of your life. It really isn't, especially for the misdemeanors that he was charged with. Very interesting. Let's see if I can find anything else. A lot of people, that picture that he had. Oh, okay, so there's a still of him being burnt, which I think that's too much to show. I'm trying to find the video of the CNN. This one's a funny one. This is a funny meme here. I'll show you guys. It says New York protester costume for Halloween, and with an asterisk that says flames sold separately. That is pretty funny. Okay, that is pretty funny. And a lot of people are, okay, so here's that full picture. It appears it's him with Newt Gingrich, and I guess he's trolling by saying, "Hey guys, I got to meet Bernie Sanders." I don't know if he was trolling. Very interesting. Yeah, so he was trolling Newt Gingrich while wearing a Bernie Sanders shirt at Politicon. A video of Azzarello's Instagram also shows him saying, "Start a fucking revolution. What do you have to lose?" Yep. All right, so yeah, that was a full picture there. Oh, hell no. Is this AI? This gotta be AI. Yeah, this is AI. This gotta be AI. This can't be real. They have a picture of him with Bill Clinton. I'll show it and make the disclaimer to say, hey, this is probably AI, but I mean, it is funny. Wow. I mean, this definitely, in my opinion, is AI or Photoshop, but it is kind of funny. Okay. Let's keep going. So, okay, so they got, it says the anarcho-communist who self-immolated outside of the NYC courthouse where the Trump trial is taking place donated to the Democrat Party, PAC, Act Blue, and Bernie Sanders' 2020 campaign, according to FEC filings. So he was donating money. I guess he did have a bag. I mean, I support. I'll go vote. I ain't donating no damn money. I'm not gonna lie. I'll vote for you, my dog. But when you go to a Trump rally, you put your information and they like start texting you and all this kind of stuff. And oh, donate here. I just be like, shit. I'm gonna come out and vote, but I'm not. I ain't got it, Big Trump. That's all you, bro. I ain't got it. But yeah, it looks like he donated $35. So, okay. Very interesting. We're getting a lot of information on this guy. I don't know. People are posting this. People are posting this Bill Clinton picture as if maybe he made it. Maybe it was a thing that he was trolling or whatever. Oh shit! Somebody scraped his Reddit history. Holy shit. Damn, they got a whole bunch of. Oh wow. Okay. We can go into this Reddit thread a little bit. Sorry, I wanted to see how the news was covering it, but let's see. You're reviewing a single comment thread. Anarcho-communist. So he is a self-proclaimed anarcho-communist. That's crazy. How do you become a communist when you're talking against the government? Don't you understand that being a communist means that you support the government? I don't know what the fuck. My politics include believing both U.S. parties have been taken over by financial criminals and that the U.S. has been a full-blown secret kleptocracy ever since CIA Director George H.W. Bush got the White House. I'm a huge proponent of left unity and believe that only the left has the power to build a united movement to enact meaningful change. I wish more leftists realized that shouting ACAB and memeing about guillotines and Molotovs is precisely what our criminal government would want them to do. In my eyes, the only thing ACAB stands for is all corpse are brainwashed. I worship Mother Earth magazine to the high heavens. Wow. This guy had some problems. Proof it's his account. So they're linking his account and whatnot to the pamphlets. Max also had another account, Mr. Samsonite, and that's the one we were made aware of from his Google Doc pamphlet that we just read. Mr. Samsonite, Deep Shit Secrets of the Rotten World. Yep. And so dipshit, my bad. He's really into the dipshit thing. He says, TLDR, we're in a cult. If you're just tuning into this series, I posted this booklet alleging the wildest totalitarian conspiracy. And it really wasn't wildish. Like you're trying to link crypto to, government taking over, and the government hated crypto at first. So I don't see how you could make that assertion. Posting charts, cumulative weekly weighted score per category over time. Graphing his cumulative karma over time. Okay, so this is Reddit karma. He has an older account too. Yeah, he was definitely pushing these pamphlets. They got his arrest record. Yeah. So arrested August 24th, or booking date August 21st, released the 22nd. Then he got booked again August 24th and released October 3rd. So he did a little bit more time with that second case that he, caught. So he was a far leftist anarcho-communist. Wow. That's a mouthful, right? Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much. Oh yeah, I wanted to find that CNN when the woman was reporting it, the CNN coverage. Oh yeah, here's another picture of him outside protesting outside of the Trump trials. Trump is with Biden and they're about to fascist coup us. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to find that CNN clip. But anyways, we'll continue. We got to get through this.
Coast News on your side.
On this Friday night, First Coast News begins with breaking news. A St. Augustine man is setting himself on fire in New York City outside the courthouse where former President Donald Trump is on trial. Thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Anthony Austin.
And I'm Jeannie Blaylock. Tonight we're learning more about Max Azzarello, the man police in New York City identified as the person who lit himself on fire in Manhattan. So these are Azzarello's mugshots from St. Augustine. He was arrested twice in 1 week last August for separate misdemeanors. Last year, he also filed a federal lawsuit seeking money from well-known people and organizations. On your side's Andrew Badillo has been looking into Azzarello's history. He joins us now in the newsroom.
And Andrew, what more can you tell us about Azzarello?
Jeannie, Anthony Azzarello was arrested for disturbing the peace and criminal mischief. In one incident, St. Augustine police say Azzarello was in a hotel lobby when he threw a wine glass at a picture autographed by former President Bill Clinton. Last year, Azzarello filed a federal lawsuit against high-profile people and organizations, including Bill, Hillary, and the Chelsea Clinton Foundation, claiming they knowingly conspired, participated in, and benefited financially from a decades-long fraudulent scheme. A judge dismissed the lawsuit, saying Azzarello failed to file documentation. Now, before lighting himself on fire in New York City, police say Azzarello threw pamphlets in the air and left behind a manifesto. Azzarello's Instagram includes conspiracy theory material. The NYPD says it's trying to learn more about Azzarello's past and the pamphlets he threw in the park.
Pamphlets seem to be propaganda-based, almost like a conspiracy theory type of pamphlet. Some information in regards to Ponzi schemes and the fact that some of our local educational institutes are fronts for the mob.
Well, the NYPD says Azzarello arrived in New York earlier in the week. It says his car was in St. Augustine on the 13th of April, and adds Azzarello's family didn't know he was in New York. Police say Azzarello is at a New York City hospital in critical condition. In the newsroom, Andrew Badillo, First Coast News.
All right, guys. So I do have the video of the CNN anchor, and then we'll listen to her give a recap of it. But here it goes. It's a pretty wild scene. I couldn't find the original, but I got this clip from the neighborhood talk, so let's listen.
An active shooter is in the park outside the court. We have a man who is lit. He has set fire to himself. A man has emblazoned himself outside of the courthouse just now. Our cameras are turning right now. A man has now lit himself on fire outside of the courthouse in Manhattan, where we are waiting his history to be made. A full jury panel is gone. We are watching a man who is fully emblazoned in the front of the courthouse today. We are watching multiple fires breaking out around his body and person. We have seen an arm that has been visible, that has been engulfed in total flames. There is chaos that is happening. People are wondering right now if people are in danger. I'm looking across the courtyard. There is a man racing to his aid. There's coats coming off to try to put out the fire. We have members of security details. NYPD is rushing to the scene. They are trying to come out. Officers are on the scene. A fire extinguisher is right now present, being put on this man to try to put out. People are climbing over barricades to try to separate the public to put out the flame on this man. We also are seeing.
Wow. So I mean, she thought it was an active shooter, but it was really just the man setting himself on fire. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's a natural reaction for sure. It's CNN, obviously. So here's her recap, though.
We're standing there interviewing a guest when this all happened, and I know this was deeply jarring and affecting to watch this happen. Walk us through what you saw happen outside the courthouse.
Well, we were standing, as you know, just outside of the Manhattan courtroom when history had just been made by a fully impaneled jury, and we thought we were reporting on that history. Instead, life would change the course of events here today when a group of people who were standing near an area that once had a Trump flag that was waving in the wind in the courtyard area, a group of people began to scream. Our attention was turned towards that area as onlookers saw some sort of pamphlets go up in the air. Immediately, over the course of what has come to describe modern American history, we at first thought it was an active shooter, to look to the area where people were running away from. At that point, I saw a man lift his arm and appeared to put something on his body, followed by flames that engulfed his entire person. It not only lit his body into flames, but the area around him. People were screaming around the area, and an immediate smell came around from not only some form of a chemical accelerant, but also from the scent of burning flesh. Now, we had people in this area. Law enforcement is all around, including Mayor Adams at one point on Monday, who'd come by to witness the presence of police. Remember, an American president was sitting inside of this courthouse, Secret Service, law enforcement detail in the heart of Manhattan, an area where law enforcement is well known to be.
Yep.
It's in front of an active courthouse. They all ran. You saw many.
And that's the point I was making. You know, we've got a lot of different threats potentially that could come former President Trump's way. And, you know, we're praying for him. We're hoping for the best. This, in my opinion, was a security breach, even though he didn't harm anyone but himself. And I really hope that we do not see more of this in the future.
Officers who were taking off their coats, trying to stop the flames from coming. He has been taken away on a gurney. Now we see a number of people in the area trying to pick up pamphlets all across the park around us. Police officers, law enforcement detail. We're trying to get a sense of what was on those pamphlets as well, and we'll bring you the latest reporting as soon as we have it.
All right, so that's her little recap. Honestly, I mean, we pretty much got the gist of what happened. I'll play this Fox clip, then we'll wrap it up. I don't think anybody has went in depth to the manifesto like I have, so you guys got some real exclusive here because the news media will not cover this or read it or touch it at all.
The man who set himself on fire taken to the hospital in critical condition. Police say he arrived in the city from Florida earlier this week.
Now, this all happening just outside the very same courthouse where the jury had just been seated in Donald Trump's hush money case, but it's unclear at this time if that is why the man was there.
We have a team of reporters stationed at the courthouse throughout the day. Linda Schmidt will have the latest on Trump's case. But first, we're going to go to Jessica Formoso with more on what happened outside of court. Jessica.
Teresa and Chris, what played out here this afternoon was disturbing and horrifying for those who had to witness such an act. This is an ongoing investigation at this hour. I'm going to have Roy, my photographer, zoom in to show you what is happening here. You can still see that canister here and his clothing still on the ground. The investigation is in its early stages, but police sources telling us he wrote a manifesto before he set himself on fire. In that manifesto, he says his name and that he's an investigative researcher who has set himself himself on fire outside of Trump trial in Manhattan, and that he did it as an act of protest. Police have identified him as Max Azzarello of Florida. He says, they say he arrived here in New York earlier this week. Now, take a look at this video. We warn you, it is graphic, so we had to freeze it. Police say he walked into the park with a backpack. He opened it up and threw pamphlets up in the air. He then is seen pouring a canister of some sort of flammable liquid on himself, and then he sets himself on fire. Azzarello is engulfed in flames that witnesses are screaming, watching in horror. NYPD caught officers and EMS rushed to the park. A fire extinguisher is used. He was immediately taken to the hospital and is listed in very critical condition. Authorities don't believe he will survive. Police say he's a conspiracy theorist.
We do not believe.
Yeah, a leftist conspiracy theorist.
He is. This was targeting any particular person or any particular group. We just right now label it as a sort of a conspiracy theorist, and we're going from there. But the investigation will continue.
Of course, we're going to review our security protocols. This gentleman did not breach the security protocols. The park was open to the public. But of course, we're going to look at everything, and with the magnitude of what's going on around right here, we'll reassess our security with our federal partners.
As you imagine, with the Trump trial underway across the street at criminal court, this area is packed with people. Some say they have seen Azzarello before and tell us he's been at this park for days talking politics and about conspiracy theories. There's a lot of folks out here who witnessed everything and watched in disbelief. Take a listen.
He reached down and got like a big can, which apparently was propellant, and doused himself and then threw his flyers. And then he got the second can and yelled at me to run away, get away, and lit himself on fire. I didn't know what to do.
As he doused himself with gasoline, as it became apparent that this might be a dangerous situation, we basically all started to run away from him. And I didn't think it was real, but at the same time, I was yelling to police.
And just for the record, we can't confirm that it was gasoline. The police are saying it was cleaning supplies and, you know, some type of chemical accelerant, not gasoline or anything like that. So, you know, just want to make sure we get that right.
And people outside of the park that this guy might do something, like something's happening here.
The flames were just so great off of his body that really, like, nobody could douse him with a jacket or anything and make any real difference.
And this is a photo of Azzarello that we obtained from social media. Police say that they have contacted his family in Florida, and the family had no idea that he was here in New York City. But again, you guys are taking a live look now at the crime scene. Investigators combing through the entire park, trying to piece all this together. And of course, now they want answers as to why he did this. Of course, this is the latest we have from outside of criminal court. I'm Jessica Formoso, Fox 5 News. Back to both of you inside.
Woo! So yeah, pretty tragic scene here. I will keep you guys updated. We'll see if the guy dies or not. It seems like he is in critical condition, but he's still alive. But like I said, I personally hope he lives, so he has to live with his decision and be a burn victim for the rest of his life. Not saying that, you know, I wish death upon the guy. I'm actually saying the opposite. I just don't see the point of this type of retarded ass activism. It's definitely leftist, far leftist, progressive, as he's explained, or, you know, as he's proclaimed himself to be an anarcho-communist, right? I've heard anarcho-capitalism, but anarcho-communist is, in my opinion, an oxymoron. But hey, I mean, this guy pretty much does seem like a moron, or definitely, you know, a guy who's suffering from some deep mental issues. I don't know how you can live so close to the beach and be this jacked up in the head. I mean, dude, if I lived in Florida, hell, y'all probably wouldn't even see me no more. I'd probably be on the beach all fucking day. But anyway, I mean, this guy leaves St. Augustine, Florida to go to New York. Are you dumb, dude? Like, come on. But shout out to Thug Shih Tzu. He says no woman will touch his Peter again. Yeah, and that's true. I mean, God, imagine the life you're regulated to, especially if he lives I mean, he may not be able to walk. His bones are probably burned. And I think that's when they start to designate it 4th degree burns, when your bones start burning. I mean, it's crazy. Oh yeah. There was one more thing that I did, the Ponzi papers on his Substack. That one was, I don't think we can access the link, but I'll show you guys a screenshot of it. He says, my name is Max Azzarello, and I am an investigative researcher. I mean, investigative researcher, my ass, who has set himself on fire outside of the Trump trial in Manhattan. This extreme act of protest is to draw attention to an urgent and important discovery. We are victims of a totalitarian con, and our own government, along with many other allies, is about to hit us with an apocalyptic fascist world coup. So that is his view. I mean, do I think we are in trouble with how our government is being run currently by this current administration? Absolutely. Is it worth deleting yourself? No. Is it worth harming other people? No. Is it worth going down the conspiratorial rabbit hole? Only if you can take it and you're not on hard drugs, as this man appears to be. You know, I mean, conspiracy theories are fun. I'm not gonna, if it's unverified, I'm not gonna come out and proclaim it to be true. But I think it's important that we are able to have these discussions about conspiracy theories and you know, certain things that are going on in the world and make connections with each other. All of that is healthy. All of that is fine. I don't see anything wrong with that. But then when you take the stance or the initiative that you're going to become a martyr and it's going to be a self-inflicted thing. I mean, you're not a martyr when you kill yourself, right? You're only a martyr if you're murdered for your political beliefs, not if you kill yourself for your political beliefs. So I think this guy is, you know, jacked up in the head. I think he's got a lot of things in reverse, a lot of ironies in this story. But, you know, my take is, you know, I hope that he survives. I hope that he comes out of this situation and he speaks on, you know, mental health and why it's not okay to, you know, take action like this upon yourself. There is a full video of him lighting himself on fire. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty awesome. You know, not the fact that he's, you know, damn near dying, but I don't know. I'm a big gore guy. I'm a big like reality video type guy. So I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff, it is kind of dark and fucked up for sure. But I'm not gonna lie, the full video is, I mean, if you ever want to see somebody set themselves on fire, this is the second time we've had this year. So I mean, we're getting a lot of I mean, it's getting hot in this bitch, no pun intended. But anyways, yeah, somebody says translation unemployed. Yeah, pretty much. But anyways, you already know what it is. This story was brought to you by the Black Gen Z Mindset, aka Janquavius Jackson, aka BGZM News 17. And we are going to send it off to Janquavius Jackson to take us away, guys. I appreciate you guys coming to this stream. This is my coming back to YouTube stream party. We had a huge turnout today, 188 live viewers, the most I've ever had on this channel. So I'm going to keep going with the, oh my God, he cooked himself. Holy shit. Guys, y'all have to see this real video. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. BGZM News 17. BGZM News 17. Follow me on Twitter, aka X. This guy cooked himself. Like, you can literally see him turning into a skeleton. Like I said, it's really fucked up, but it's also kind of awesome, you know, just to see how that process really plays out. I know people are going to say, oh my God, you're so fucked up. You're preying on the man's downfall. Da, 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 da. Look, man, it looks cool. It does. To see somebody burned alive. I mean, I'm a big fire guy. I'm not some type of, what is it? I'm not some type of like pyromaniac, but I like watching fires and I like setting fires. Not, I mean, I'm sounding crazy right now, right? But I like setting fires in the fireplace, and then, throwing cardboard in it and watching the fire jump and crack, and then crack the dry wood. I mean, I love fire, it's so cool. But, this is kind of sad, but then it's also kind of awesome to watch. So anyways, let me get out of here before I make myself look crazy. But yeah, for YouTube, I'm not inciting violence. I'm not encouraging anybody to set themselves on fire, just to, let this be known. I'm actually trying to drive traffic to my Twitter, because I have retweeted, and I am going to quote tweet this guy, the video of the guy setting himself on fire, if you guys want to watch the whole video. So, hey, anyways, I'm out. You already know what it is. I'm sending it off to Jenquavius Jackson to take us away. Guys, please hit the like button. Watch the old videos. Comment on this video. Let me know what you're thinking about this video. This stream was pretty dope. Information packed. We broke down everything about him. The manifesto, we read it. The pamphlets he was throwing out, we read them. And it pretty much was a bunch of nothing. And this guy is out of his goddamn mind. So, hey, guys, appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Peace. What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.